Hello everyone, in this video I explain sketching quadratic graphs. Let us start. A quadratic function take this form. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a not equal to 0. The graph of this quadratic function take U shape. Open upwards when a is positive or open downwards when a is negative. So first we check a. So if a is positive, it will be open upward, U shape, open upward. If a is negative, it will be open downwards. In a sketching graph, we need the points of intersection with axis, so we replace x by 0 to get y coordinate. We replace y by 0 to get x coordinate. And also we need the vertex. So remember that the vertex x at the vertex equals negative b over 2a. So this is x coordinate at the vertex. We find x coordinate and then we can get y coordinate, so we can get the vertex. Let us see example about this. Look at this example. Sketch y equal x squared plus 2x minus 8. The solution is that first of all we find the a, b and c. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B equals 2, C equals negative a. From A equals 1, it means it's positive. So the curve take U shape, open upwards. Second, we replace x by 0 to get y coordinate of point of intersection. So when x equals 0, y equals 0 plus 2 times 0, it is 0 minus 8, so y equals negative 8. Put y equals 0. So y equals 0. X squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. We factorize this. So when we factorize this, it becomes x plus 4, x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals negative 4 or x equals 2. Third step, we find the vertex. We find x at the vertex. X at the vertex equals negative b over 2a. Negative 2 over 2 times 1, which is negative 1. We find y at the vertex. So y at the vertex equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 8. Negative 1 squared 1. 1 minus 2 equals negative 1. Negative 1 minus 8, negative 9. Now we started to sketch. We draw the axis, x-axis and y-axis. So this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Okay. For sketching, we don't write 0, 1, 2, 3. Just we write 0, x, and then y. The vertex is negative 1 and 9. So negative 1, this is negative 1, and negative 9. So the vertex is here. Negative 1 and negative 1. We say it's open upwards. So what we do, we draw the curve like this. So this is the curve. We need the points of intersection. The point of intersection with y-axis, when x equals 0, y equals negative 8. So this point is negative 8. The points of intersection with x-axis is that x equals negative 4. So this point is negative 4 and the other point is 2. What about the line of symmetry? The line of symmetry, that line passes through the vertex. So this is called the line of symmetry. Its equation is x equals -1. So this is called the line of symmetry. So the vertex is, -1 and -9, and the line of symmetry is x equals -1. Let us we see another example. Let us we see this example. Sketch y equals 6 plus x minus x squared. So the solution start with rearrange the function. So y equals -x squared plus x plus 6. From this we can write a, b, and c, the coefficients. A is the coefficient of x squared, it's -1. B, coefficient of x, it's 1. C, the constant term, positive 6. A equals -1, so the shape is parabola, open downwards. U-shaped, open downwards, because A is negative. Now we replace x by 0. So we replace x by 0. So x equals 0. When x equals 0, all of these terms cancel. So y, sorry, this is y. So y equals 6. Replace y by 0. -x squared plus x plus 6 equal to 0. It is the equation, so we can simplify, multiply both sides by -1. So x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. Factorize. Now, x equals 3 or x equals -2. Then we find x at the vertex. So x at the vertex equals -b over 2a. -b, -1 over 2a, 2 times -1, cancel negative with negative, it's half. We find y at the vertex. So replace x by half. So y equals -half squared plus half plus 6. We find this value. The value is 6.25. So the vertex of the graph, is x equals half, 0.5, and y equals 6.25. Now we sketch the graph. We draw x-axis and y-axis. Let us we see the coordinates 3 and -2, and y is positive, so we draw this graph like this. X, y. We start with the vertex 0.5, 6.25. So the vertex is that point 0.5 and 6.25. 0.5 and y is 6.25. So this is the vertex 0.5 and 6.25. We draw the shape. So this is the shape. It's U-shaped, open downwards. We find the points of intersection. With y-axis, when x equals 0, y equals 6. So this point is 6. With x-axis, 3 and -2. So this point is -2, and this point is 3 and -2. The line of symmetry, that line passes through the vertex. So the line of symmetry is that line. Its equation is that x equals 0.5. So this is called the line of symmetry. Let us we see another example. Let us we see this example given that f of x equals x squared minus 6x plus 18, where x greater than or equal 0. Take care for this given when you sketch the graph. Express f of x in the form x minus a squared plus b, so we need to completing the square. Sketch the graph. We use completing the square to sketch the graph. Remember how to complete the square. So remember how to complete the square. We take half coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x is 6 without the negative. Half times 6 equals 3. Square it. 3 squared equals 9. Add 9 and subtract 9. So the part A, we write here f of x equals x squared minus 6x. After x direct, we put the positive. It's plus 9 minus 9 plus 18. The first three terms form perfect square. So it's a bracket power 2, square root of first, square root of last, sine of the middle term. Negative 9 plus 18, it's positive 9. How to sketch this one? The standard form of the function f of x equals x squared. The graph take this position. But through the origin, open upwards. So this is the graph of x squared. What about this? We translate this graph 3 units to the right. If it's minus, it becomes a positive. So we translate that graph 3 units to the right. So 3 units to the right. And this plus 9, so 9 units upwards. The vertex from this, the vertex is 3 and the positive 9. So what we do for this graph, we translate it, okay, 3 units to the right and then 9 units upwards. So the graph takes this position. We sketch now the graph. So this is y-axis and this is x-axis. We start with the vertex. The vertex is 3 and 9. X equals 3 and y equals 9. So this is the vertex, 3 and 9. This is 0. We sketch the graph. It's open upwards because the coefficient of x squared is positive. But take care when you sketch x greater than or equal 0. So actually this is the graph. Here, look please. Oh, we don't go to the negative just at this point because it said x greater than or equal 0. So we don't extend the graph in this part. We need the point of intersection with y-axis. So to get that point, replace x by 0. So f of 0 equals 0 plus 0 plus 18, so it's equals to 18. So this point is 18. We need to get the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry is a line batted through the vertex and parallel to y-axis. Its equation is x equals 3. So this is the equation of the line of symmetry. I hope you understand this topic. Thank you.